welcome back to the Moot Workshop. I'm Steve Dockery, and today we're going to be talking about fuzz boxes. Actually, we're going to be talking about one particular fuzz box. This is a Big Muff. This is made by Electro-Harmonix. This is one of the most famous fuzz boxes in history. Many prominent guitarists have played with these. And the name Big Muff implies, what, is there a small one? Well, actually there is a small one. We're going to play with one today, but we'll have to fix it first here at the Moot Workshop. So what is the little version of the Big Muff? Well, there was a thing called the Muff Fuzz. Now, it wasn't this whole thing. This is the Muff Fuzz down here. And unlike the pedal, meaning you'd press the switch with your foot, this had a little slide switch for off and boost. And so you just put it in line with your guitar to the amplifier and, I don't know, set it on top of your amp. Now, in 1981, a certain guitarist who shall remain nameless got one of these and tried switching it with his toe, and eventually that switch broke. So he attempted to convert this into a pedal. Attached this project box to the side of it, put a switch in there that you could actually hit with your toe, and labeled it with a label maker, and converted it into basically a pedal. But then a short while later, he was able to afford to buy a proper guitar pedal, and this ended up going into disuse. And it's been sitting unused all these years, and the Muff Fuzz part of it is actually a bit of a collector's item now. All right, we're going to take this thing apart. The first thing I should point out is there's no screws holding any of this together. It's just been sitting in this kind of semi-falling apart state. As you can see, there's this switch in here that has wires that will run into the other unit. And originally, they would have connected to where the switch is supposed to be over here, but they have long since broken off. So first thing, let's take this off of here. So that gets rid of the other part of it. So now here's what we got left. We're going to have to fill these holes in, I suppose. And there's the muff itself. All right, so let's take this apart here. I presume there would have been a washer, but that seems to have been lost. So there's the case itself and the muff. So you can see what happened to the switch is that these are the connectors that the switch would have ridden along, but the top part of the switch is actually broken off. So we're going to have to unsolder that, get the old switch out of there. And I've got a new switch, which I got from DigiKey. We're going to have to fix a broken wire over here. And then presumably, if we replace that switch, fix that wire, this should work. It should be fine. Okay, let's start by getting some solder off of here. But first, I'm going to draw a picture of exactly what goes where on those connections. Okay. So now I can unsolder those wires. Now I need to get the old solder off, of which there is an awful lot. All right, maybe that's enough. It's not quite enough yet. There we go. Now that switch will come out of there. There's the old switch. Out of there. Now we have a new switch. Got this from DigiKey. And it should fit right in the same slots. And it does. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bend these tabs just a little to keep it in place. That one needs to bend down to the board. That one needs to bend out enough to get the board. That looks pretty good. So let's do the solder joints. Now we just have to hook the wires back up. Red wire from the battery goes here. Goes to that other lug. On that jack. And that black wire goes right and that's all the electrical connections. Sorting through my boxes of hardware, I found screws that will work for the switch. So we need to line all this up. Trying to get it on that screw. Okay, that's one side of it. Scooched over, and there we go. All right. I do the same routine with this one. Well, that was harder than it should have been. There we go. I'm going to assume that control is dirty. I'm going to try to get some cleaner down inside of it. Okay, I've decided these wires are so wretched, I'm going to go ahead and replace them. So I'm going to do this one at a time so I don't get confused about which is which. This one, we already know the white goes there. Cut off a generous amount here. Strip it. Twist it. Tin it. Bend it. Crimp it. And solder it. All right. And I'm going to substitute red for the other side. All right, so the red wire needs to go right where the white one used to be, which was on that last pin. I'm going to leave some wire on it. I'm not going to cut it too short. All right, so that's the one side. The other side goes to the same spot the white wire goes on the other side. So let's get a black wire and a red wire to substitute for those. And our black wire just needs to be long enough to go there. Okay. Now in this case, that was the white wire. It needs to go over there. I'm going to take this loose. And give it the same treatment we gave the other one. All right, all we have left is to replace this black wire with our new black wire, which is just about the right length. All right, Now we should be all set. Just add a battery. It's a tight fit. Now we just need to put the bottom of the case on. This case is made of metal, and it's covered with the fabric you see on the outside of guitar amplifiers. It's something they call Tolex. And I want to get this Tolex off of here because I filled the holes on the other side with some super glue. And as you can see, they're bumpy. I want to strip all this off and get this nice and flat, and we'll put some new Tolex on it, and it'll make it look like it's brand new. So I'm going to do that on this belt sander. I think that's good enough. All right, so let's hook this thing up. There's the amplifier side of it. There's the guitar side of it. So that's normal. Turn on the boost. We have fuzz. All right, so let's see. Nice. Well, we fixed it. That's another successful episode of the Moot Workshop.